Hare Krishna. God is not like an undiscovered satellite around Jupiter. Now, some people, when they have a simplistic conception of God, they think that if we just have space probes which are fine enough, then we will be able to see God. In fact, one of the famous cosmonauts, when he went into space, he said that we went into the sky and we did not see God. So, therefore, God doesn't exist. Now, actually, for such people, what doesn't exist is their own understanding of who God is and what God means. God is not just an undiscovered part of material existence. God is the transcendental foundation of material existence. He is the one without whose existence no existence would be possible. Krishna points to this in the Bhagavad-gita in 10.39 when he says, Yacchapi sarva bhutanam bijam tadaham arjuna na tadasti vina yatsyan maya bhutam characharam. Yacchapi sarva bhutanam, all of existence, all living beings. Bijam tadaham arjuna, O Arjuna, I am the seed. Na tadasti vina yatsyan, without me, tadasti vina yatsyan maya bhutam characharam. The chara and chara, none of that could exist without me, O Arjuna. So here the definition of God is given in terms of He being the foundation of all of existence. So it's not that we need to just search around the material world more, get better probes to look at the material world. That's not how we will be able to see God. To see God, what it requires is not exploration of the material world, it requires elevation of our consciousness beyond the material world. We need to raise our consciousness to the spiritual level by practicing the appropriate processes for expanding our consciousness, by practicing the process of bhakti yoga for elevating ourselves. When we do this, at that time we slowly move forwards in our journey towards Krishna. What happens is that actually by practicing bhakti, we raise ourselves to the spiritual level, and then our spiritual cognition awakens, and then we start perceiving Krishna. Now Krishna exists as the all-pervading foundation of existence, and he also exists as the transcendental person, and that transcendental person exists in spiritual reality at the summit of the spiritual world, and he can be perceived with spiritual eyes. So that's why we shouldn't think of God as a material object that can be pursued with some gadgets or some exploration. No, actually we need elevation of consciousness, we need purification, we need spiritualization of consciousness. And without doing that, if one argues at the material level, explores at the material level, investigates at the material level, one may be able to find pointers towards God's existence. One can see the intricacy of the material world, one can see the law-bound nature of material world, and from there one can point towards the existence, one can see that as a pointer towards the existence of God. But God himself cannot be seen in this world. Sometimes he reveals himself, but when he reveals himself also at that time, it is because he gives special vision to those who are there. Divyam dadami te chakshu pashyame yogam aishwaram. In 11.8 Krishna says, I am giving you special eyes, O Arjuna, by which you can see this. See my universal form. So Krishna gives special eyes, and then we can see him when he manifests in this world. But essentially he is transcendental to this material world, and that's why material methodologies cannot be used to perceive him. We need a spiritual methodology, and spiritual methodology is the method of yoga which purifies our heart and elevates our consciousness to the spiritual level. When that is done, at that time Krishna is not just revealed as a reality. Krishna is revealed as the foremost reality. He is released as the center of reality. He is realized as the foundation of reality. He is realized as the only reality, because we see that we all are parts of him. In that sense, his existence and our existence are one, not in the sense of merging of beings, but in the sense of joining of hearts, in the sense of we being his eternal parts. This is all that we can realize, not by any material exploration using the best science, using scientific gadgets, but by spiritual exploration, spiritual elevation of consciousness by the purification through yoga, especially bhakti yoga. Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yasyasmi tattvata. Krishna says in the Bhagavad-gita that it is by bhakti alone that we can know him. Thank you. Hare Krishna.